Welcome into Extra Time. Thank you for your tweets. Stevie.
What?
Was this the best performance from Liverpool since the beginning of the season?
I'm trying to think.
Best result, could you argue?
No, performance.
Oh.
I might be over the top here, but I'm still a little frustrated that the front three haven't quite got back to their best yet.
Right.
Am I being a little?
Well,
I'll find it for you.
You're
Right?
top of the table. You've got 2 points all season.
I mean,
I'll
there's no question. From back to what, 30 yards out,
Yeah.
Tottenham got absolutely slaughtered.
I watched the game with you and you're in love with Fabinho, yeah?
I tell you what, for years we've been talking about Fernandinho being the best defensive midfielder. I tell you what, I would argue now whether Fabinho right now is better than anybody else in the Premier League in that position. He's always, defensively, he's always in the right place at the right time. And more importantly, when you play the way Liverpool do and you want to get after teams and get men forward and get people in the box, one of the most important things is when the ball's knocked out the box, that you're not having to chase 30 and 40 and 50 yards back. And with him there, he always seems to be in the right place to either intercept something or to actually make a challenge and stop the opposition getting out. Just exactly what Fernandinho's been doing for the last 3 or 4 years in the Premier League.
See, told you loved him.
Yeah.
So how come Liverpool haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5 games?
Sorry?
But wasn't going to
Sorry?
say it.
Well, do you know what? Because you lose a goal, right? Because you lose a goal doesn't mean that systematically you've got a huge problem.
Put your rod away.
You've got a deflection, you've got it coming off the crossbar.
But
That's not exactly getting...
throw me the ball, will you? I'm positive, but
It's not exactly getting ripped off,
no,
is it?
I agree. He's a very good player.
What happens first, Craig?
No, he's a good player.
Ozil plays the game, Emery gets sacked, or Xhaka loses the captaincy?
Well, Ozil's not playing a game, is he? He's not even on the bus
No.
Oh,
to get to the ground.
No.
Xhaka losing the captaincy,
Yep.
particularly after his little stroke.
After his tantrum today.
Or maybe after his performances.
Yeah.
Might lose his place.
Favourite away ground that you have played at? Old Chestnut, what's your favourite place?
Does it have to be... Oh, right. Well,
Just
a stadium?
a stadium would be lovely, yes.
There's a few.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it used to be great playing at Old Trafford. We didn't have the greatest results there, but the atmosphere and everything about it was great. I enjoyed playing at Newcastle. It was always good there.
James's?
Wembley. I mean, there's a ton. Goodison. Yeah. Goodison was
Did you
great.
play anywhere in Europe that stands out?
Well, some you wouldn't get now. Back in the old European Cup days, before it was Champions League, when you used to go to the Eastern Bloc countries.
Right.
We played Sofia, and it was incredible. You go out.
Sofia?
Aye. Sofia, you know her? And you've got places like that, and it's all greens, browns, greys and blacks. There's no colour.
Right.
Because it was all full of, like, people in the army, and just generally it was all dull.
And then the red of Liverpool comes along.
Well, and then Belgium, it was just great, different.
Wembley, same as him.
Wembley?
Wembley, Old
Yeah,
Trafford.
that must be pretty good.
Anfield, he can't say that.
Yeah.
Well, you must have played at Anfield for West Ham. Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes.
Stade de France, Bordeaux.
Nice.
I tell you what was a nice ground, Lyon. Played there in Europe. Lyon. When they had back in the days of Sonny Anderson and...
Yeah.
What was the worst one you played at?
What, Premier League or...?
No, just the worst.
There must
in
be
a
some
proper
FA
game.
Cup jobs, aren't
In
there?
a
that you
proper
would play
game.
at?
Yeah, but even then there was an atmosphere. The worst one I ever had was San Marino away in the early 90s.
Right.
It was like being on a pub field, and they had built like stands, wee rubbishy stands for fans to sit on. We were getting changed in porta cabins. There was no real dressing room. It was just like being in a pub league on a Sunday, and it was an international.
You were playing for Scotland?
It was a qualifier.
Well, I played in the Scotland game
Awful.
against Estonia when they never turned up.
Oh, lovely.
You know that story?
No, I don't.
You don't
You've
know
told
that
that story. No.
They didn't turn up.
You
Why
don't
not?
know that?
No.
And it was horrible little ground. So what happened? I'll cut a long story short. This was an old, small stadium, and the floodlights were very low. The game was supposed to be in the evening. Our coach complained through the SFA that the floodlights were too bad to be playing in, and so the UEFA, or whoever it was, decided that the qualifier was going to happen during the day.
Okay.
The Estonians took umbrage to this and said, no, we're not playing.
And that was it?
So, but we went out and dressed and warmed up as if we were playing because they were convinced, Scottish guys, that they were going to get off the bus.
Right.
5 minutes to go and come and play.
Go, hey!
Hey, we're here, the game's going on! But they didn't turn up. So we went out, the referee blew the whistle to play,
Yeah.
and it's finished.
What happened to us, the FA Cup? Luton never turned up.
Why not?
Yeah, and we had to go, same thing, we had to go to the stadium, we had to make an attempt to go to the stadium and be there
This didn't look
at the
used to have a
official
plastic-
time.
Did they have a plastic pitch?
Yeah, but this was at Anfield.
Oh, okay.
So why was the reason?
Well, because they said that they weren't going to fly up until the day of the game, and the FA told them that they had to fly the day before because either the weather could be bad or the weather was going to be bad and they couldn't make it. Anyway, we got woken up at 5 o'clock in the hotel to get to the game, and Ronnie said, by the way, we need to go, but they haven't turned up.
Right.
So Luton never turned up. So
I know what you were thinking.
Beers.
Oh, aye,
Beers.
straight away.
Finally, for you, Stephen, how disappointing was it for you to see England reach the Rugby World Cup final?
Right, I'll be very honest, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. On the one hand, I was absolutely gutted. On the other hand, I was absolutely impressed
Wow.
with the way they went about. I thought they'd changed strips.
Because on Friday's show, you were saying you were hoping England get
Yes.
pummeled, you hope they lose.
No, I still wish they'd got beat, but I've got to say, they were fantastic. It was role reversal. They played like the All Blacks that we know and we thought we knew. I tell you, I was hugely impressed.
Craig, you got up at 4 in the morning to watch it.
Yeah, only the hardened rugby fans actually get up.
I recorded it.
Yeah.
I got
recorded it as well.
I got up to watch.
Craig got his gear on.
Yeah.
I got all my rugby gear on. I'm glad. I tell you what.
He's got that helmet. He borrowed that helmet off him.
I got my big bitty thing round the ears
Yeah,
here.
tape.
I tell you what. I'm glad I got up because England were brilliant.
They were awesome. Yeah, they were very
That's
good.
unbelievable
Yep.
performance.
Final next Saturday against
What
South
time is it,
Africa.
though?
5 a.m. that'll be.
That's not too bad.
That's all right. ESPNFC then back tomorrow. Is anyone playing tomorrow?
Come on, Springboks.
I think I'm exactly tomorrow. We'll review on what we saw this weekend. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.